I decided to make this video um, probably mainly for my own benefit, to remind myself in future how out of hand I often get with certain things, and how obsessed it's quite easy to become. Basically, this video is on micro four thirds cameras. These are available from Olympus and Panasonic, as we'll see, and essentially you're getting a DSLR size sensor in a compact sized camera that with interchangeable lenses still. So I say DSLR size sensor. It's much bigger than a general compact or bridge camera sensor, but it is still a little bit smaller than most SLRs. I think it's only really Olympus that used to make SLRs with a 4/3 size sensor. And although this is called micro 4/3, it is still the same size as a 4/3 sensor. So anyway, here's the little story. So here we have a Olympus E-PL3, which I bought 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was just really impressed with it. And like anything like this, you start looking at other things, and you start looking at the bits and pieces, other lenses, etc. This camera actually came with that lens, just to confuse things. But anyway, as I say, this is a little bit of a reminder to myself about how stupid I am and how very quickly these things turn into an obsession for no good reason. And I often think I actually prefer and enjoy the bargain hunting and buying more than I do the using of these things. Anyway, so there we go. Bargain, 210 quid, more or less, with the one lens, that lens, 14 to 42 millimeter sort of standard kit zoom, and there was also an external little flash that sits on top. Really great camera, really solid, and one of the main things I want to get across in this video is that Olympus really are doing great things with these pen cameras. The Pen name goes back a long time, I think maybe to the 50s, with some great film cameras, and they've really kept the style and the kind of history, and it really is nice, as you can see. Anyway, not long after that, I then came across this deal, which was a Panasonic Lumix G5 with the lens you can see, a 14 to 42 millimeter, so pretty similar to this, quite a bit bigger, but I don't think there's actually much difference in terms of aperture, etc. I'm just going to confirm that, but so a lot bigger, and the camera itself is a lot more chunky. The reason I actually bought this, I'm just checking the aperture, 3.5 to 5.6 versus 2.5 to 5.6. So they're actually equivalent lenses, really. But you have to wonder about the quality of the smaller one, but I haven't noticed any problems. It's because it came as part of a dual lens kit with also Panasonic 45 to 150, which was a lens I was after for the Olympus. And this was such a good deal, with a one-off kind of discount for the two, that I could sell the camera and this lens and make my money back and effectively get this free. So that was the plan. Although, of course, after a day or two waiting for this to arrive, I'm thinking, it might be nice to have a bigger camera body. This has a full pull-out screen that articulates fully round in any direction you want, so it really pulls out and twists round, etc. So I thought this would be really cool, and also it does have not an optical viewfinder but an electronic viewfinder, and I really do miss having a viewfinder, because this is why this whole thing is even more ridiculous, I am an SLR user as well, Sony Alpha SLRs. I've got a couple. This one, the A500, and also a really old A100 as a kind of backup. And Sony have kind of moved on from SLRs and now doing these SLT things, which are a bit odd. I don't really like the idea. So I began to wonder whether maybe I should get rid of the SLRs, keep this and the small pen, the E-PL3, as a kind of everyday camera. Because what I love about these is the amazing image quality and the benefits of the large sensor and the interchangeable lenses on such a tiny little camera. And I never really thought the quality would be there, but it really is. Anyway, so however, one of the other things I just wanted to get across is how unimpressed, really, I've kind of been with the Panasonics. I mean, the quality is just not there in comparison. This is a really expensive camera, the G5. It's kind of one of the top of the G series. This button annoys me. See how this little plastic button? You feel like you're going to break the damn thing every time you turn it on. And also, although it's not light, it's chunky, it's got a grip, it's trying to be a DSLR, isn't it? It's trying to look in the shop, it's trying to appeal to people who think they maybe need a DSLR, but don't really know what they want, and maybe this is going to be more convenient, maybe this is going to sway them. It's trying to look business-like, it's trying to look like a DSLR, which it isn't. It's probably as good, but I just wasn't impressed. And in a way, I'm glad. So that's on eBay. I got this as a body only. I've just mounted this lens on it for now, which is the original pen, the EP1. I was amazed when you compare like the size compared to the EP3. You know, there is a big difference here. This is a big chunk of metal, and it is mostly metal as well, which is lovely. It's also a really nice camera. This is battered, bruised. The USB port's broken. This dial on the back's a little stiff, although it does work, but it's a bit inconvenient to use to actually twist. You can press it fine, but to twist it round, which is another function, isn't great. But I only paid about 40 quid for the camera. As I say, no lens, not even a battery. So I've ordered a battery for less than a fiver. But amazingly, these use the same battery, so I've been able to use it. And it works absolutely fine. So I think that's a bit of a bargain. And I think that's a really nice kind of second camera for maybe my other half to use, or for me to use in certain situations. Oops, sorry, phone going off there. Obviously I'm using my phone to film this video because I didn't want to use any of these cameras. So then, of course, I'm looking at lenses, bits and pieces, and I see this advertised. It's another Panasonic, and it came with this 14mm prime lens, but it's a f2.5, I think. I should know since I've just paid for it. Yes, which is a great little pancake walkabout kind of lens, which I think will go great on the Olympus. It also came with a standard 14 to 40, basically the same as this one, the 14 to 42 lens, so I've got another one of these. And also a nice case and a memory card and a car charger and box and everything, basically. And I bought that on Gumtree, and it arrived today. And this is actually a nice camera. This is what the G5 should be. It's metal, it's nice, it's solid, it feels like it weighs enough for the size, whereas I just don't think that quite does. It doesn't feel quite so hollow, and this is a nice camera. This is really good. This is both of these are touchscreen, by the way, which is cool, but maybe not that useful. If I can use them, you can sort of touch to focus, and so you touch where on the image you want to focus and shoot with a press. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that can do this. Don't know if that can. I haven't seen the option for it. So yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to get across is that I like the Olympus cameras. Really, really, really enjoying those. Not so keen on the Panasonics. That one is on eBay. Haven't sold it yet, which is slightly worrying. It's on a bite now. That will be going on without that lens, but with the other lens, hopefully today or tomorrow. I'd love to keep it, but I'm just spending way too much money on cameras. And let's face it, you can only use one at once. And if I add these 4 to the 2 DSLRs I already have, I am way over my camera allocation, I feel. So, as I say, just a quick video just to sell the virtues of the Micro Four Thirds system. I think it's brilliant. This is coming from someone who's used DSLRs for quite a few years now, and never thought I would go back to kind of these toy cameras and these compact system cameras. I'd seen like the Sony NEX when that launched, because obviously I had the Sony Alpha DSLRs, and that was kind of like a cut down version, and I thought, nah, these things just don't cut it. How can they? Look at the size of them. But I can tell you they do. They're great. If my personal opinion, go for the Olympus. I just think they've got soul. They've got class. They've got something about them. They're great. It's metal. It's solid. It's a beautiful piece of work. These just feel like plasticky kind of things. They're great cameras. You know, they're going to take great pictures. They're not really, maybe even better than these in some circumstances. But I mean, this is, as I say, more metal and a bit better. But I guess what I'm really saying is I am not impressed with the G5 because it is trying to be a DSLR at the end of the day, and it just isn't one. So why try? Why do you need this? This whole the way this works is it's I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I'd be interested to hear from anyone who does use one and has got to use it for longer. I mean, obviously, if I just bought that on its own without anything else, I'd be probably really happy with it. So I'm sure it's a great camera, but something has to give, and I think it's going to be that. I was going to keep the second lens, the longer 45 to 150 lens. That was the whole reason for buying the damn thing. But I've since got a great deal on an Olympus equivalent lens, which obviously this will fit on here. That was the whole point. But I've read the Olympus is possibly a little bit sharper, possibly a little bit better lens. Not as great build quality, I don't think, because these are a little bit plasticky, the lenses themselves, whereas these do seem to have some kind of metal in them here. But assuming the Olympus arrives and is of good quality and takes good pictures, I think I'll probably think about either selling that one separate or putting it back in the package and upping the price on the G5. I'll still probably make over 100 quid profit just because of the silly deal that I got. So yeah, there you go. But as usual, over the top, stupid, buying things that I don't need, spending more time buying cameras and accessories than I am taking pictures, so you have to kind of wonder what the point is. So my next little project is going to be to take 30 pictures in 30 days, or one picture a day for a month. So I think there's probably going to be 31 days in May 2013. So that's right. Can't think off the top of my head. And today's the 1st of May, so I have taken a few pictures today, and I'm going to select one, try one per day, and put them on Facebook, and may make a little video perhaps of how I'm getting on, and maybe just try and really think about my photography. And I'm not a great photographer. I've got all the kit, classic guy who's got all the kit, but isn't really a great photographer. So I think that's got to change. I've got to try and do something about that. Otherwise, what's the point? So yeah, 30 days or 31 days, and the equivalent number of pictures. So watch out for that, and thanks for watching.